We took over the city again. Also, this probably will not be a problem for people that are watching this final version with the commentary, but I fucked up with like this with this screen in that it's kind of cropped in like position in the wrong place. I for some reason I don't recall putting a value less than 0 when it came to like the position of this in DaVinci, but fuck it, who cares?
Left video, none beef.
Yeah. Again, you people will know, but just imagine it off to the left and like 1/4 of it getting cut off. But yeah, we're back here at the JIAN harbor. We gotta destroy that battleship again while it's in its dock.
They literally just rebuilt it last Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh wait, but no, we have to deal with 2 battleships because one of them is currently out patrolling the waters.
Well, that's a completely different mission this time.
Yeah, well, it's more like, like a quarter of it is completely different.
I'm trying to be generous,
It does make it significantly harder just because of the fact that, like, that ship that's out in the water does become a higher priority, and because of that, and since it's moving around, you don't have quite as big of a safety net as far as, like, a place you can hide behind for cover and take pot shots. So yeah, we're taking now the 3rd and final Scareface model, the Scareface 2, which is an actual 2nd gen unit, and as you would imagine, it is absolutely the best of the Scareface models.
We call it the Big Scare.
Yep. I mean, it's got a 100mm chain gun now.
That's pretty big and pretty scary, not gonna lie.
Yep. We even got like a new missile type, the PZ Miss, which I believe is like, it's up there with the AS missile. In fact, I think it's supposed to be like, based on its stats and the description, is that it has more attack power than the AS missile, but I think part of what compensates it is that like it does not have quite as much consistency when it comes to knocking down a VT target when it collides. But again, I guess that's like a fair enough compromise just because, again, it's an extra 200 attack points.
And its name kind of looks like Piss Missile. Just me?
Well,
no?
Well, I mean, to be fair, when I looked at the AS missile, I did at times want to just abbreviate it to Ass Miss. So
Very
you're not the only one.
It's the most horrible time of the year.
Yep. Okay. Time to head forward. Hope you like more Macross music.
Do I?
Yep. Again, another piece from the OG show. Just because it's like, I mean, there's a lot of stuff from like the newer series that I definitely like, but it's all obviously like the vocal stuff from that like is probably still too recent enough for me to like bother risking any copyright ID with that.
Yeah.
Which is a shame too, because like, I guess just to continue all like the Macross talk from 2 missions ago, but it's like, man, I love Delta, especially the music.
It's funny because these days, whenever people talk about Macross music, the only one that they ever seem to mention is 7. It's like, did people really like 7 other than the fact it was like the first new Macross in 12 years?
I mean, the music is the best in Macross 7. Like, Firebomber is incredible. But that is a very uneven show in terms of its production values because it is so budgeted for like the first half of it.
Yeah.
It does get steadily better that by the time you reach the end, it is like one of my favorite finales of the whole series. The only thing that I think beats it is like the end of the second Macross Frontier movie. Because that's pretty bombastic in a lot of amazing ways.
Yeah, I forgot there was a... Well, I kind of dimly remember that there was a new Macross that came out in like the last 4 or 5 years. Yeah. I can never remember what it's called.
Yeah, because like the last thing that officially came out was like a movie for Delta, which was... Because, like, the thing with the Macross movies is that they typically tend to do a sort of, like, remixing or, like, reimagining of, like, the core events from the series it's based on. But like the Delta movie itself was like 80% a clip show, basically.
Yeah,
like a lot of their footage was just taken straight from the TV anime and like kind of adjusted digitally in some areas.
Yeah. I think with most of the movies, they kind of went with the "Do you remember love" sort of thing, where it's the idea is that it's a movie made within universe of the events.
Yeah, but even then, it's like, yeah. Honestly, the more I think about it, I actually don't know like which I like more as far as the OG Macross, the TV anime or the movie. Because like the original is still a good show, but there are some parts of it that I especially do not care for rewatching, like some parts during the middle where the budget is really at its lowest and a lot of shit gets hilariously off model.
Yeah.
And then there's the fact that that after the whole Zentradi war is over, there's like 10 episodes left that feels like half of like a second arc that they just couldn't finish, so it just feels like a really kind of slapdash epilogue that goes for too long.
Yeah, it's very much, and granted I am going with Robotech here, but once the main plot is essentially done and dusted, it does feel like it's spinning its wheels for a long time.
Yeah. And then meanwhile, but I can at least say that, at least by contrast somewhat, between the TV animes and movies for Frontier, movie versions all the goddamn way. Because like I still like the Frontier TV anime was already pretty good, but like I like the specific ways in which they mix things up. Because the TV the whole TV show for like Frontier was a lot more upfront about the fact that it was made for the series' 25th anniversary. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that felt a lot like specific sort of like references or like callbacks to like different like themes or moments from the rest of the series prior.
Yeah, I
so
remember
with the movies, because the 25th
anniversary
thing was no longer a thing, they could just kind of focus on going extra crazy and different with it, including resolving the love triangle in a way that I felt was perfectly bittersweet, in a way to kind of just basically feeling in a slight end of Evangelion way, but not totally, kind of looking at people's like responses and bitchiness to how they didn't resolve the triangle in the TV show. And they were like, okay, fine, you want Alto to get with someone? Okay, here it is. He picks Cheryl. Except Cheryl now has like a disease that like gets worse every time she sings and is now in a coma. Also, Alto fucks off somewhere with the Vajra Queen at the very end. So now Gumi is just left. Or, no, not Gumi. Fuck, I meant Ranka. I keep...
Well, she does look kind of like a Vocaloid.
Well, that's because Gumi is actually based off of Ranka's voice actress.
Right, I thought it was just Gumi a coincidence.
It comes from Megumi Nakajima, and I keep... Oh, fuck. They're basically...
Nerd alert!
Yes. Surprise, surprise. I like Macross and Vocaloid music. How weeb of me.
I am shocked.
But yeah, she's basically left there with like none of them around and is basically just waiting for like A, when Cheryl will ever get out of her coma, and B, when Alto will ever come back.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking bleak.
That's why I said it has a kind of slight end of Eva kind of energy to it, because you know that there had to have been like a huge contingent of people out there that were like, Ranka totally had the chance. She totally would have been the one for Alto. And it's like, no. Like, her songs might be better in terms of, like, how her vocal range is, but Cheryl was just the better character overall.
Plus,
she had guts, damn it.
Well, I was going to say, plus it's kind of unusual for the main character to pick the feisty girl as opposed to the nice, quiet waifu.
Kinda, but I mean, it's more like... Because, like, Ranka's whole thing, kind of going back with the whole 25th anniversary angle, is that she was clearly meant to be, like, the new Min-Mei. And if you recall from the original... Ichiro clearly did not choose Min-Mei in the end. He chose Misa. Which I think that whole lead-up is still one of the best things as far as, like, how the series has handled different love triangles. Because when they're introduced, you do not even think initially that Misa is going to be involved in this whole three-way, you know? it's only until after that they're forced to kiss each other to show Zentradi what that concept even is.
Do you copy? Over.
Oh no, aliens! Now let us kiss with tongues! Ah, la, 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 la.
This is X-Ray 1 requesting
Protoculture.
supply chopper ASAP.
Oh god, now I'm being reminded of so have you ever seen like those various like 4-coma comics for Super Robot Wars?
Well, I've seen the symmetrical docking one, and
yeah,
playing the banjo.
Yep, but there's one where like it's specifically Beldoza or whoever like the Zentradi leader is, and he's basically seeing all the different Super Robot Wars pilots and like different series like showing different aspects of culture. So it starts with Hikaru and Misa kissing, goes protoculture. Then it's Hayato Jin playing the harmonica, protoculture. And then it ends with this one girl who I forget the name, but she starts spinning around going puru 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 puru, and then he just starts freaking out and goes, "Gah, protoculture!" Also, plenty of other 4-comas out there that are clearly at the expense of the fact that, depending on which Kanu you go with, Max Genius clearly has some manner of space fetish.
When he said he liked big butts, he was not kidding.
Well, it was specifically more with like kind of looking at like the space monsters from Gunbuster, and how that there's like I think like the female versions have like a sort of more paler color, and he goes, "Just my type," and everyone just looks at him like, "What the fuck? Do you have a fetish?"
Dude, we know that monster fuckers are being more accepted these days, but there's a time and a place.
Man, Max really was the most progressive fucking person in the entire series. Like, on top of Min-Mei stopping an intergalactic war with a love song, he paved the way for intergalactic marriage and intercourse. I mean, which kind of goes in different ways. If you're basing it on the TV anime, it was basically the result of him almost getting killed by her in a park at midnight. I was like, holy shit, you're hot. You're an amazing pilot. Let's fuck.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the movie, he just stumbles upon her giant form and just goes, beautiful.
Yes! More of this!
Ha ha! Ha! Yes! Just Max wearing the sicko shirt.
I just remember the fight in the park where he's like, "Wow, you're amazing, I love you," and she's like, "Stand still so I can stab you, damn it."
Yeah.
And then when after she has her kids, and everyone's like, "Oh, what a cute baby, can we see her?" And she just goes, "Sure," just yeets her to the other side of the room.
Just tosses the fucking kid. Yeah.
It's just like, "Ed, we just found this baby, do you want it?" I've been using it as a paperweight for the last month, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking alien, what do you expect?
We were bred for war, damn it.
Babies? Fuck that.
Yeah. So now we're back at the spot we normally would be in if we were trying to take out the battleship that's currently docked. But we're not getting to that yet because we have to deal with the one that's currently out in water. And basically all I can really say about this particular ship in order to best deal with it, stand here and just spam chaff. Because the only way that it actually tries to deal damage to you is the missiles it fires. Which is in contrast to the parked ship where it only fires just straight linear cannon shots. So yeah, just take pot shots from far away with the smoothbore, occasionally firing like the dual the DLGM sub weapon if it's close enough, and then eventually it goes down.
They really pulled out all the stops for this mission, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, to be fair, it is a pretty sizable jump in difficulty at this point if you do not have, like, a clear plan of, like, how to deal with this, or the fact that it's, basically, if you don't even realize, like, what its general path is, which is that it basically goes left and right on this, like, upper edge of the battlefield. So, like, once you know it's that, you then can kind of deduce from there, okay, this spot behind this shed is like, or like behind this hangar rather, is the optimal place to get it. Because those missile boats, they kind of go around the whole perimeter, you know, the one that you kind of have to, like, that already force you to use chaff anyway, and become quite a nuisance if you don't eliminate them beforehand.
Yeah.
But now that ship out in the open is gone, the rest of the mission, as always, just plays out exactly the fucking same. So yeah, we were talking about Macross. You can clearly tell that this is what we're doing every time we have to go through something that is even like 90% similar to what we already did.
End of Macross, everyone gets hugged and turns into deculture.
Yep. Gorgeous, delicious deculture.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, that's about all I remember of that show.
That's all you remember from Frontier was like that little like Chinese restaurant jingle that Ronka does.
Heck, like literally, it shows up once in the show properly, and it just buries its way. Like that fucking show came out like 10 years ago.
Yeah, that
and
was
I still remember
that came
it.
out, I would say, during the heyday in which Nico Nico Doga medleys were like a thing.
Yeah. And you'd get, like, random videos that's deculture for 10 hours, and you'd be like, why am I still watching this?
Yeah.
Like, do I literally have nothing else going on in my life? Oh, wait, I don't. Oh, okay, never mind then.
Mm-hmm. Admittedly, there's less of that in the movie versions, but there's a whole lot of other crazier, better stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say...
Like performing a concert in a prison yard to provide cover for a prison break because Cheryl Gnome somehow gets arrested.
Rankily is Johnny Cash.
Yeah. And then leading up to the big finale, the Macross Quarter takes a big chunk of space debris and uses it as a surfboard to enter the atmosphere of the Vajra planet.
Yeah, everyone always
They
forgets
stole that from Metal Wolf Chaos, I'll have you know.
Oh, believe me, I know.
Yeah. Operation Big Wave. The fact that the operation has a name, but that most everyone on the crew is familiar with it because it's implied that the captain has done it once before. Just Bobby, like, goes, oh, this is your first time, huh?
No, sixth, actually.
Yeah.
One more and I get free Subway.
And then there's a brief cameo of Isamu Dyson as he comes in with a YF-29, I think it is. Or not. I think that's what it is. Because part of me wanted to believe that he was still using that same old YF-19 from Macross Plus, which would have made him an exceptional badass if he could still kick ass with that old unit. God, it's just... Seriously, for fuck's sake, anyone watching this, even if you think, like... Frontier wasn't the anime was not like your thing as far as Macross series goes, I implore you, fucking watch the Macross movies. They are insane in the best ways. Even though I totally spoiled stuff that happens at the end of the second one, it's still worth watching.